This is Breakfast Daily, and now it's time for us to talk some tech. And today we're going to be checking out the fascinating fusion of, finances and tech as we discuss my phone, my bank. And we're going to be doing this with the one and only Stephen Naseb, the digital marketing consultant and the only one that talks tech with us on this show. Welcome.
Thank you, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
I'm good. Good to see you.
All right, so let's get into it. My phone,
Yes.
my bank. What am I
Yes.
supposed to know?
Well, we say today people don't need banks, they need banking.
Okay, explain.
So what we need is the service, not
Right.
really the physical banks.
I get that. Right, I get
So my
that.
phone, my bank, and mobile banking is essentially how much of our banking can we do with our phones. It started off with SMS.
Right.
So you get alerts there. But these days it's driven by smartphones.
Right.
So with smartphones, now every bank has an app. If it doesn't have an app, it cannot control the traffic to its banking hall. Okay. So let's look at some of the services that it provides.
Right.
So access to account information, you can check your balance, you can know what's going, you can see your statements, and also do transactions.
Yeah.
So for example, make payments, pay your water bill, pay for your DSTV or whatever. Great, via that. Transfer money even into your Momo account and use that. And then also you can make some investments. Well, some of the banks have some investment, links, so you can move money into your investment account and use the, banking app to track that.
Right.
Then of course, that supports services. So these days, for a lot of customer service issues, you don't even have to call the bank. For example, UBA, my friends, have Leo.
Yes, they have Leo.
So all you need to, you're engaging with a chatbot because of AI, do a lot of things. The next one, which is where we are not, we're not there yet in Ghana, is where they provide content and other things within the app. What that means is, for example, looking at your activities, okay, they should be able to provide content that will guide you. Let's say they know you as a traveler, just from your data. So they should be able to provide you content that, it's like a blog integrated, that guides you. Okay,
Right.
so
On the
how
apps.
can you, for example, save on travel, how to prepare, some of the things we even discuss here. So this is how they do it. Let's watch this video and it will give us a bit of an insight.
28-year-old Boonsie Dickinson is a freelance journalist who started banking with a mobile device 2 years ago when she bought her first smartphone. Her job requires that she's always on the move, so it helps that her bank can go where she goes.
I work in San Francisco and New York, so I can go on to my mobile banking application and check to see if a client has paid me.
Dickinson is one of 38 million in the U.S. currently banking on the go, a number that has nearly doubled in the past year. Mark Schwanhauser is a senior analyst with Javelin Strategy and Research covering the financial services industry. He separates mobile banking features into two categories. The first is what Schwanhauser calls mobile money monitoring.
Mobile monitoring is the ability to check your balances, to go online and see what recent transactions are, to be able to receive alerts. It's that sort of, where am I standing right now?
And the second Schwanhauser describes as mobile money movement.
Mobile movement would be things like, I need to pay somebody some money. I need to move some money to an account. I need to pay a bill. So there's a lot of different varieties of transfers and payments and money movement.
The goal, says Schwanhauser, is for banks to develop robust apps that combine both mobile monitoring and movement into one user-friendly experience.
The first piece is the view, and then the second part's the do.
Dickinson uses features that help her view and do, from checking her balance to searching for an ATM nearby using the phone's geolocation features.
I really like the ATM feature because it lets me find ATMs wherever I am.
Another appealing feature some banks have recently rolled out is mobile deposits. Here, users can take a photo of their check with their smartphone's camera, send it to the bank, and then have the bank deposit the funds.
The idea of being able to take a picture of a check, everybody can relate to the idea of having a check that sits on the refrigerator, underneath the magnet, or sits in a pile and they don't take it in. And they can say, that makes some sense to me.
Also gaining traction is texting. Some banks have introduced text-based only accounts, so consumers can use their mobile phone to monitor their account instead of a PC. Customers access account balances and see their recent activity by simple text commands. As for Dickinson, she's content using her iPhone to bank out and about. But she's looking forward to a time when her bank offers even more features.
In the future, I hope that mobile banking has an app that incorporates all the good features. There's one that lets you actually swipe and pay, so you don't have to use a wallet. You can just use your phone.
For CBSMoneyWatch.com, I'm Sumi Das.
Yeah.
For example, geolocation. We don't have that in a lot of the banking apps that we have here.
Yes, and another feature that I really liked was it's just snapping your
check.
and just
And you can
sending
deposit it.
Yeah,
so we'll get there.
we'll get there.
We'll get there. I think we're a bit behind, but we always like to encourage our developers and our banks to embrace these things.
Yeah. So what are some of the benefits?
Convenience to start with. So, for example, I can bank from anywhere. I don't need to travel. She said in there that she banks on the go.
Right.
So I could be in Tamale and still do transactions with my bank if the bank doesn't have a branch there. All I need is connectivity. 24/7, 365. So there are no holidays, there are no nights, this and that. Okay.
Yeah.
Then speed and immediacy. So if I want to make a payment, I want to make transfer, even if I'm driving, I just need to stop, make the payment, and I move. I don't need to go and drive far to go and locate whatever. Great. And there are more that, as they develop the apps and the apps become smarter, we'll see that later on as we go on.
Right.
Yeah.
So how can users actually safeguard their personal and financial information while using these apps?
All right. First, and make sure that your password is secure. It's very, very important because it's on the phone. We use the phone for a lot of things. So if you don't have a secure password on your phone, anybody with access to your phone can easily go into the app and make transactions. That's the first one. Always also keep the app updated. Because the banks themselves, the developers, they're always fixing bugs and things like that. So keep the app updated. And also, one of the key things to note is that, and even to keep it, secure, what I do is I make sure that beyond facial recognition, I also use two-factor, authentication.
Yeah, authentications.
So that for transactions, I'll get and then I need to confirm it. Just being secure. Because the main challenges are cybersecurity and fraud. If people get access to this, they can do that. So just as long as you're doing that, that's fine. Plus, we said it, I think, a couple of weeks ago, keep your phone updated, the app. Because phones also have viruses. And hackers also can hack into your phone. Once they get into it, they can get information that they need. If they get your bank details, they can use it on another platform to do whatever transactions that they want to.
Yeah. So what about people who are not tech savvy? Are these apps friendly to them, user friendly to them?
Some of them now are, what we call IVR. So, you call, you dial a number.
Yes.
And then you get a voice prompt. So say one or press two.
Yeah,
so you can do that. Even feature phones can be used to do them. Of course, what you can do with the feature phones is limited. Okay. But if we're focusing on the smartphones, let's take a look at what's coming, the future. What we're beginning to see is an integration of a lot more apps into that. Because like she said there, the GPS is because the app has integrated Google Maps into it, so you can see that. More things like that. Plus, as you use the app learns from your other behaviors and phone. So let's say me, for example, I'm using my app, my banking app, to make payments for, let's say, places that I eat, buy music, buy order, films and things like that. What it does then is it's able to recommend things to me. Or like, for example, if you allow it, if I get an alert, for example, I get a check or a notice that, I've got this check, even via email, it can automatically activate something in the app. Let's watch this video.
Yeah.
Others. Envision the world's future. From smartphone to a smarter phone. From a car with a driver to a car without a driver. Future is the next present, where our imagination today has become Lisa's fully automated banking experience in 2020. While Lisa is sleeping, her phone receives a notification regarding the shipment, which is ready with the exporter. The intelligent software checks for funds and notifies her bank that she would need a letter of credit. Understanding an urgent change in schedule, her phone automatically resets the alarm for 7 a.m. so that she can plan her day. By the time Lisa is ready to go, her smartwatch receives a notification that her black vehicle is low on fuel and suggests that she drives the red car. The GPS selects the shortest route, and Lisa arrives the New Age Bank's intelligent branch sharp at 9. From the moment Lisa arrives at the bank's special branch with no staff at all, the door installed with intelligent communicators scans Lisa to notify the bank about her arrival.
Wow. I guess these are some of the trends that we need to look out for.
Yeah, so some of these are available elsewhere, but in Ghana we're not there yet.
Yes,
We need to get it.
yes.
But like I said, it's the integration of other apps and information that you're getting, the data you're getting with AI, for example.
Right,
So
right.
all of a sudden, like what happened there, the car is connected to an app, and it knows which car has more fuel or not.
Right.
So it alerts her which car she can use because the other one doesn't have enough fuel.
Right.
Imagine that.
So we've seen the benefits, and we've also looked at some of the trends. So what are some of the challenges that we can face, with our banking apps?
I think the first one is security.
Right.
Okay, because cybersecurity is real fraud and things. So if you don't keep your password secure, if you're not using two-factor authentication or these things, then people can be exposed to your data and they can do that. The second one is fraud, because when you do a transaction online, you need to make sure that you're following up to make sure that yes, the transaction was with the right. Because otherwise, if you don't do that, and you're not checking your response, before you know it, money's gone out of your account without you knowing it. Okay, and also the fact that there are some transactions that you still need to go to the bank to do. Where we are today, so for example, you can't deposit checks.
Exactly.
So that's a challenge. But we are encouraging our banks and our developers to help us get there as soon as possible.
Yeah. All right. So there are people watching, I'm sure, some that don't even use the banking app. What would be your advice to them?
Everybody, as long as you have a smartphone and you can use it, get your banking app. It saves you time. It saves you, all the wahala, the convenience, the speed. You take charge of your accounts. You don't need to go and wait at the bank for hours to speak to a teller.
Right.
I can remember the last time I went to my branch, and that's what we all need to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So where can people reach out to you, or where can they find you?
At Nase on Twitter.
At Nase on Twitter.
That's me.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
so much.